What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Fred in the building, groundbreaking events. We capping off the last part of the quarter. We got an artist named Greedy Sosa coming in. Also, we got many more parties coming up too. We got DJ Sounds Great. He's got many things coming in from Augusta, Georgia, bringing the new flavor into Atlanta, Georgia. We have our boy Old School J Mac coming in from Griffin, Georgia as well. We're gonna be doing the interview over there with him and his team, Pay to Play podcast. And we got Dr. Ryan Scott, a new person coming onto the team, doing interviews, movie premieres, red carpets. So they call him King of the Red Carpet with their red jacket on. And we have Natalie. Natalie's gonna be doing a lot of our interviews too, coming soon. And pretty much tune in. This groundbreaking events, baby. Fred, lock in.
So, Mr. Fred, how long have you been doing groundbreaking events?
It's been 11 years almost.
So you a veteran in the game.
I'm a veteran in the game, man.
He's a threat because he's a vet.
I would say this. It actually going so fast, bro. It went so fast. I mean, at one moment, I was like, I'm doing this. And then next moment, I'm here. I'm buying equipment. I just had the T7 start off. Was afraid to take pictures of people because I didn't want them to say, man, I don't want no pictures, bro. No, I'm good with that. Or I don't do pictures, man. I don't do that. So you got a whole camera. Yeah, you got a whole camera. You like, what I do? What I do? You know what I'm saying? And I would always say this. Major shout out to my past mentor. He passed away. Nigel Lemonette, also known as Tip for New Orleans. He kind of gave me the rope around how to do it in Atlanta, Georgia, on how to like really elevate and pursue the entertainment field. That was something I wanted to do. So I took heed into what he was telling me because dude was very knowledgeable. Unfortunately, time passed and everything, but I learned so much and I was able to move forward in negotiating and talking with people and understanding how to network with different artists and entrepreneurs as well, and what I had to offer to them. And I started off as a videographer. Well, I started as a promoter in college. So when I was in college, I did star-studded promotions with star-studded entertainment with DJ Carolina X now. And that was a good point to start at because understanding how the college team works, it's a lot of intricate parts. You're dealing with everybody. And then as soon as you start working, everybody around you want to be a part of it because it's something. Yeah, they want to be like, hey, man, hey, this is fire, bro. Like, okay, you got the girls over here. You got this. You got people going out different places. You know what I'm saying? So people was feeding into that. And then I had to figure out ways on trying to make it business orientated so everybody can have a role to play. Because I think that's one thing that we don't understand. Business, people want structure. Everybody wants structure. Now, the thing about why I say that is because if you don't have a role, you don't feel like you necessarily a part of the situation. And sometimes you feel like you're doing things that you're not supposed to be doing. And therefore you want to become the leader of the situation. And that where the conflicts and all that stuff happen because you don't have a role. You're not playing a role. You're doing everything, or you're doing things you're not supposed to be qualified for in your role. So I was there to help create that structure, which in Stars of the Empire, to make sure that the college team was all functioning on the same level. Like if you was going to be a street person, the ground person passes out flyers, and you was going to do that. Mm-hmm. If you was going to be the person that go into the negotiating the deals to make sure that we can go inside the bars, then you was doing that. If you was gonna be the person to present everybody an agenda on what's gonna be happening, you was that person. So
how long did it take you to get to that point to be a mediator?
It had to be quickly. It was like a week.
I mean, in your career, as far as like how many years did it take you to be like, okay,
I can do this in Atlanta.
Okay.
It took me a full year. There was a guy that Mr. Harley He saw some stuff into me when I had my first team. And it was composed of some of my friends from college and some new friends I made down in my frat brothers in Atlanta. And he seen that event that we threw downtown. The spot's not there no more, but it used to be a hookah lounge. And he was like, man, this is amazing. You know what I'm saying? I want y'all to do some stuff with me. But I still was novice to how the structure of the entertainment world in Atlanta was. Very different from a small town in South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? So you're dealing with different people, relationships, different people that have already been doing stuff for a long time. So you're working with
Specialists in their field.
Yeah, specialists, and you coming in, you trying to play the game like that's not gonna work.
You're like, no, I do this. What do? You gotta go get with them.
Well, not like that. It's like if you don't know, then you'll get run over.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? And it can happen to anybody. It can happen to a vet because you never really know how people want to move. Everybody has a different agenda when they're doing different things. You don't know that unless you're not blindsided by first the money, and you're not blindsided by the sweet talkers. And the sweet talkers can be anybody. You know what I'm saying? That tell you what it could be.
Especially the ones that talk fast. I always warn anybody, if you're around anybody that speak fast,
that's well anybody that try to confuse you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, confusion is the biggest thing. You cannot be in business confused. If somebody telling you something and then somebody else telling you something and they part of the same team, it's throwing you off.
But that's where meetings come.
Yeah. Well, let's just say this. If I see value in somebody else on your squad, right? Mm-hmm. Or somebody in the squad sees value in a person that they brought to the situation, brought to the table. Not necessarily always gonna go back to the person that brought you to the table. They're gonna go directly to the person. Now, what the person don't understand is they think that the team is involved in what the person is telling them. And that always don't work out like that. So you have to build yourself up. But going back to Mr. Harley, you know, cool dude. He invited me he gave me an offer over a year. And I rejected the offer at that time. I actually spoke to my mentor and everything. He came with me. And the offer was way more than 6 figures, you know. But I think it was part maturity and part growth. I wanted to understand what I was doing.
Without dedicating yourself to
one thing.
Yeah.
And in doing that, I took a huge hit because, like I said, I could have just played the game and been like everybody else, just shuffling people around. You know what I'm saying? But I chose to go out here and actually do the work and make sure I understood the intricacies of how Atlanta entertainment was building itself.
And to get your feet wet.
You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people might say, hey man, you rejected the whole deal. Like, nah, bro. But like, if you look at it, you can take money, but then what you gonna do to the people that you bringing on? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna really, if you don't know what you're doing, how can you put out a package for your team to work with in order for them to work with you?
And you can't because the deal was for you.
Yeah, how you gonna?
Not your team.
You know what I'm saying?
I wanted you, not your team. So you got to do it on the side, and the deal doesn't leverage for everybody. So you win. But then it goes to everybody can't go thing, and it's like, well, damn.
Well, damn. But then you try to call people up like, hey man, I need X, Y, Z. I need this. I need that. And then people are like, man, hell no. The fuck, nigga, you got that brand, nigga. You create that shit. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like, creating the atmosphere that I did in my first part was really good into Sweet Auburn Music Festival. I met you all. Going out to different like Super Bowl parties when at that time, not Super Bowl party, but it was just a regular Falcon and Saints party. Going out and just talking with different OGs and stuff like that. Still while working. Then get invited by O De Niro to go out to some of his events.
Man, that guy got a whole block in Atlanta. His block is so cool. I went to go see him about a month ago, and he was just, this is my shop right here. Let's go to the pizza spot right here. I'm like, this are you? He's like, yeah, you know. I was like, nah, O De Niro, I don't know.
Nah, dude cool, works though. Man. He makes a lot of things work, and you gotta be very consistent. Your effort is going to be pushed. It's going to be strained, but you got to keep going
every day.
You got to keep going, and life gonna hit you, but you got to keep going. So one thing, and I have talked with other people. One thing I say about being an artist or working with an artist, you got to understand the commitment that you're going to be doing with that person for years to come. And you gotta understand that your value, even if it's not financial, just a conversation is important to that particular artist to keep moving. So if you're going to invest your time working with somebody like that, then you got to be kind of committed, if you're not in all fronts, to make sure that person keep moving forward. You know, but as an artist, you have to continue to push forward no matter what. You gotta want to get on stage. You gotta want, if you're gonna do dances, then you gotta get a choreographer. You gotta, if you want to get studio practice. If you wanna be a social media person, you know what I'm saying, like, you're gonna need those social cues. And I think my boy David Gibbons is another artist. You got to have all those things present to make sure that your fan base is built. That's very important, because at the end of the day, you want people to see that hard work and play. What are you doing to make sure that people see that hard work and play? So that's another thing. And you got to build that support system on the outside of your circle, because those going to be the people that pay the tickets. Those going to be people that get the merch. Those going to be people that pass your name around. So you're talking about college kids, high school students. You want those people to attract to you, but they got to see that daily life. They got to see you putting in the work. So if you're not doing that shit, how can you put it out there?
Because not only are you the artist, you're also the brand.
You're the brand.
And you have to market your brand to be favorable to your fans and your clientele, your fan base. And just like you were saying, okay, you can make amazing music, but when they start speaking, are they awkward? Do they have public speaking skills? Are they sociable? Do they even have a personality? You know?
Well, can you talk about yourself? That's the main thing. Like, can you talk about you? And some of the stuff is traumatizing. Some people went through some deep stuff.
But they use it as motivation.
You can use it as motivation, but it cannot speak it out. So if you're going, and that may make them afraid to go out and talk about themselves when it comes to podcasts, talk about themselves when it comes to doing interviews. They are afraid to do it because they don't want to feel like I'm vulnerable. And I think if you're singing, you're rapping, if you're true about your situation, you got to give some of that vulnerability, because some of those people might be going through the same thing, but they can't deliver that message.
I relate to your story and you saved my life.
But you have to be able to be comfortable with you doing that. And I think that's when it comes to the development of an artist. Sometimes we be missing that part, because we push the songs, we push the people, but they don't last that long. Or they get stopped. They don't do that. So
they don't have teams that properly back them. They don't have the OGs and the publicists and the writers and the appearance people. They don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
They don't have people say, hey, don't go out there acting like, let me not say anybody's name, because I don't want to be throwing shade, but.
Yeah, you know what you're supposed to be doing, but you're a grown-ass man too. But even if you was a kid, that's still a trauma. You know what I'm saying? But when you're dealing with your team or the back of your support system, it can't just be about the money, because the money got to be invested in something that all invested in you, and you invested into your team. So.
It's about the art.
Yeah.
And it's about love of the art and the culture that you bring, the money will come. But if you do it for the money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. You're supposed to do it for the love of the art in the first place.
Boy, you're going to lose it. You do it for the money, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it.
You're going to lose that.
And then you're going to be pissed. You're going to be pissed because, yeah, like, you can't be mad about that. You can't, if you blow everything away, you can't be mad at what the consequence is going to be when you blow it away. You know what I'm saying? It's different when you invest into it because if you invest into it, you're able to see something from it. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? The things around you, like, as a photographer, we invest in cameras to make sure that we have the quality. You know, everybody says it's not about the cameras. It is, motherfucker. That the lenses and all that shit, everything matters. You should be able to upgrade when you necessarily need to make sure that you provide the utmost modern day effect that whatever need to happen, right? And then you expect, if I'm coming, you expect to have lights, you expect to have this, but if the circle around you is not investing into that shit, then you're not gonna have it.
Of course not.
It's not gonna work. So
you gotta do it yourself.
Yeah.
And then you go away spreading yourself too thin, just like we were saying in the beginning. You have 5 or 6 jobs when you're only supposed to do the one.
Yeah.
So you get stressed, you get unmotivated, you get deterred, you lose focus, and then when life happens on top of that,
you shut down.
You shut down.
So
what do you do?
Yeah.
So it's great to have a team, but it's great to have a team that understands the end goal. And like you said, don't do it for the money. It's gonna come. You do it for the love. Do it to meet people, network. You're gonna get much further.
Oh yeah.
Much quicker because you did it genuinely.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I think that's the reason, because it's been some nights I'm like, dang, I ain't getting nothing tonight. But man, I've been to this camera and the people around me took me to places I thought I would never go. And I'm like, it was well worth it. At the end of the day, at anything, they say this: God don't give you nothing you can't handle.
Amen.
He don't, man. And I handle a lot of shit. So
best believe I was scrambling for the day.
But look at it. It happened. It happened, right?
Scrambling just for the day.
So that's my thing. Like, if you're gonna do it, have an intention of doing it for the reason you're supposed to be doing it for. You know what I'm saying? Sure. And it works out for you.
Every way.
You know, so that's how I look at it. So, and I can definitely tell you this: I appreciate the people, especially these women that been behind me in my corner, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, they don't know how important they are. Well, they know, I tell them. But still, they very important because they help out a lot of other people too.
Keep the peace.
And my thing is, the women in Georgia that's helped me out, I appreciate them so much. Because they put you in places that you normally wouldn't be in because they only in those circles. That's amazing. And I think with me, when I have my turns to do the same thing, I try to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? If I'm inside these circles they normally want to be in, put them in there.
Iron sharpens iron.
You know, so that's how it works. I'm like, and then you start seeing different things and then you want to do more. You know, I think that's amazing. I think when you start seeing shit, your brain capacity just starts just going crazy. Like, this what I can do, this, I can do this, I can do this. But if you don't see that shit, bro, you ain't doing nothing. You're gonna do the same old thing and it takes time. And you can skip over shit when you have things in place for you. You can skip over things when things are in place for you. And that's the goal of networking. The goal is to skip. Use your skill set, but you don't have to be at the slow pace. Once you start meeting people, you perform your skill set, you move on.
Move at rocket speed.
That's it. You develop it, you meet, and you move on. That's how the system works. Mm-hmm. You know, but you can't, I don't like that word can't. You have to want to do for yourself. And people see that drive that you have and want to ride that train with you. You know what I'm saying? And then you have to have that person motivate you. Because when the train starts dying down,
you need somebody
to prep you back up, because a lot of things you on the train, you in the front of the train, you pulling everybody else. So once you start to slow, everybody else slows and they feel that shit. And that's when all the stress start to come. So you need that person to come in.
That's when it goes to making sure you have the right people, the key people on your team, not just somebody that's gonna be your yes man or I got you. It's like, nah, I need you to check me when I get out of line. I need you to make sure I'm good when I'm not. I need you to focus on me if I'm the one carrying you along and say, hey man, you slowing down. Did you get some rest today?
Yeah.
You all right? Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
To make sure I'm good mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because it's like you said, if the conductor gets sick and dies and the train stops, and I'm the only person that can do this because they're on the jock and, okay, they're not playing their part.
Yeah.
Who else can do what I can do?
Yeah, who else can do it?
So it's really good to have somebody on that same team who could do the same thing that you can do, but doesn't see you as competition or a secret competition. Like, no, y'all partners in it, and you're going to the top. I've been in a few situations like that, to where I found out at the end of the day, I was the secret competition. I didn't fucking know. I thought we was cool. You know what I mean? Got the spot taken, exiled. It's like, damn. I would never do nobody like that, but that's just how it is in the industry. People is hungry, you know what I mean?
I mean, they get hungry, but my thing is, don't reach back out. No. You gonna have to figure that shit out.
You keep moving.
You gotta keep moving. I'm like this.
Part of the story.
Hey, I'm like this. You took another route. That's cool. You asked me out the route, but I'm still going. I create me my own system, so it's still gonna work. At the end of the day, I can't be upset with the decision you made. You made a choice, and as a man or as a woman, you have choices you can make. And I have choices I can make. I cannot hold a grudge because that shit gonna set me back. You gonna keep something forward. Beast Mode, he was like, I saw him on his podcast, and he basically was saying that individuals will pretty much use you. I'm trying to remember everything he was saying, but pretty much use your abilities, right? And when your abilities are used up and you push them forward, right? Then they come back and look at you like, why you doing all this? Nigga, I was happy. Hey man, why you all stressed out right now? Hey man, you good?
Wow.
Ain't no reaching back to pull you back out that funk you was in. But when you hold on to shit, you get left behind. You know what I'm saying? And then anything that person says, they're not trying to help you out because they see you at the top level. They see you as selling. Although you're pushing them. They're not looking back to help you out because they wasn't the person that did that. They're not that leader. They're not the leader. They was using your abilities to push forward. They didn't think you needed the help once you start going down. All your investments going to this person. All your time, your life, everything goes in that individual.
But the great thing about being an originator or a creator, you could do it 20 different times and 50 different ways.
You can, but some people stop when they feel like I did this for them. They should do this for me.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing is like that.
Nothing is guaranteed.
Nothing is like that, but it happens. It happens to a lot of people, especially when you're young. When you're young, I think it affects you more because you don't know. I think when you're coming out like 17, 16, 15, 16, 17, 18, even in your 20s, your early 20s, you don't understand the rawness people can put on your ass.
But that's part of that naivety.
Yeah.
Being young.
Immature. You are mature.
Or being fully optimistic.
Yeah.
Without a little sprinkles of pessimism or realism in it, thinking that, hey, nobody would do that. I guess they would.
Oh, yes, they would.
Yes, they would, but a smile on their face. And it goes back to, you can't expect you out of other people.
Yeah.
Simply because they're in your circle and your crew. They're not you. You know what I'm saying? And you always have to, unfortunately, it's just how it is, you always have to keep a guard up. Always have to keep that little bit of distance and space and keep everything 100.
Yeah.
Because you always have to follow with business first, relationships after.
Yeah.
Because if you let the relationship get in front of the business, boom.
Well, I look at it like this too. You can be in a relationship with everybody, but everybody not going to be with you. I do understand what you're saying, but the thing is, being in a relationship with people and people telling you what they're trying to do in their life. They're telling you the business part, and you invest into it. Mm-hmm. And some people don't necessarily look at that as a scenario. Don't look at it as a necessary scenario. Just to like, just because I invested into this, I'm gonna make sure this person stay okay too. Not everybody's like that. That's the thing. So if I'm looking at you support me and I support you, not everybody thinks that in that direction. So when people put out a lot of energy, those heartfelt people, they don't get it back. Sometimes it crushes their momentum. You know what I'm saying?
So one more question, and then we're gonna have to close it out because, man, we're about to go into an hour session. It's gonna be like,
oh man, ain't even...
we don't have enough.
Wow.
We're getting really serious in here. My main question to you is: out of the 11 years you've been in the game, what has been one of the hardest aspects that you've had to deal with and overcome yourself in order to keep pushing?
I would say losing people. I think the biggest one for me is a process of while you're doing things, life goes on, and you don't necessarily miss the people while they're alive, but all those people that you see and you do work with at any given time, people can go away quickly. And I think that was a major situation, me understanding that these conversations I have with people I talk with, even, reflecting on my successes and things I've gone through, adversities as well, you can't take it for granted because not everybody's gonna have an opportunity to see the sun every day. So do the best you can every day, create a relationship, create a positive situation, because those memories will last forever. Because when you're gone, that's all people got to reflect on. That's it.
True that. And this has been Fred.
Groundbreaking events, baby. Let's get it. 2025, baby. Let's go.
And this has been the Sinewave TV. Catch it on the backside on Love, Soul, and Hip Hop on Inspire Radio. Catch your boy DJ Sounds Great on Inspire Radio every Friday from 8 to 10 p.m. So you will catch this interview also on Inspire Radio out of South Carolina. So we global, baby. Peace, love, and soul grease.
2-5, baby. Come.